So the very first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is come in here and make my coffee. I pour it in in a glass container that we have. This is the worst part, is having to wait on the coffee to cool down. You could make it the night before and put it in the fridge, but I just don't really care for that taste. So I'll stick it in our freezer until it's nice and cold. Okay, so I just pulled it out of the freezer. It's nice and cold. Usually I'll pour it straight into my Yeti cup and then add the milk and the syrup. But for visual purposes for this video, I'm going to show you in this cup. So I got my milk here. I just use regular milk most of the time, but you can also add almond milk. So I'll just pour probably like 1/4 of a cup. Just whatever you prefer. You can make this your own, do whatever you want. Then I usually add about a couple teaspoonfuls of the sugar. Don't add too much, I mean, unless you like really sweet stuff. But just add a couple teaspoonfuls, stir it, give it a little taste, and that's perfect. And you can add more or less as needed. So then what I like to do is, after me and Jared have gotten our coffee for the day, if there's still coffee in the coffee pot, I will pour it into ice cube trays and freeze it. And I like to add coffee ice cubes here to keep it nice and cold. Okay, so here I got a few ice cubes. And there we go. I just kind of sip on that throughout the day, and it helps me to where I don't crave Starbucks. It's not quite as good as Starbucks, but something about it. And I'm not against hot coffee. I've drank hot coffee for years. I don't even order iced coffee from Starbucks. I've always ordered hot coffee, but just something about this, I just love it. And it's helped cure my addiction to Starbucks. So, and you can try all kinds of different syrups. I'll put the link below for the recipe that I use. There's a couple of recipes on there, on that website that I've used, but this one's my favorite. Fall is coming up, so I'm definitely gonna be trying a pumpkin syrup, pumpkin spice syrup, and I can't wait to try that. But this is how I make my iced coffee, and if you have a certain way that you make iced coffee, let us know in the comments below. And if you try it out, I hope you'll enjoy it as much as I do. But thank you for watching. I'll talk to you next time. To a saucepan, you're gonna add a 1/2 cup of sugar, 1/3 a cup of water, and 1 teaspoon of pure almond extract. And I'm just gonna cook that over medium heat until the mixture starts to bubble. And you wanna keep stirring it so that the sugar will all dissolve. And then once it does start to bubble, just put it down to low and let it cook for another 1 or 2 minutes. Now that the syrup's all done, I'm just gonna pour it in my little glass container until it's completely cooled, and then I can put the lid on and store it in the fridge. This doesn't look like much. That's because I only made half the recipe, because that's all of the almond extract that I had left. But the measurements that I gave y'all was for the full recipe that I usually make. And I'll just put it in the fridge after it's completely cool, and it will stay good for a week or 2. But it usually only lasts a little over a week.